Hello everyone, CaddywhumpusGamer here, bringing you another episode of Minecraft Awakening. Today's episode we are going to be making something that I'm calling an RTG Capacitor Hybrid. Alright, I want to build it down on bedrock, and I want to build it in this chunk right here. So if we hit C, we can bring up the chunk borders. Those will just show the corners. If we hit C again, it'll show the grid. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start in this corner, because whichever one you place down is going to have a indicator on it. You can change that if you shift right click with an empty hand. Alright, but we're going to put these down like this. And we're going to do the whole chunk. I want a 16 by 16 by 16 capacitor. Alright. So today's episode is going to be late. I've been working on node building, and I set up a machine, but once you start it, it has to finish. It has to run out of fuel. And it took all day, all last night and all day today to run out of fuel, and I couldn't record because it was causing some lag. And that's why today's episode is late. Alright, so we're going to use a builder's wand, and we're just going to build this up like this. And there we go. That is the beginning of our capacitor. So we're going to remove these two here, these two here, these two here, these two, and then the two after that. Alright, you might be wondering, what in the world are we doing? Well, what we're doing is we are actually going to put RTGs inside of the capacitor. Now with the capacitor, it doesn't have to be solid capacitors. You can actually put items inside a capacitor bank. Most people probably don't think about that. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, RTGs are nice, you know, they provide power, and those are going to fill in. It provides power, but the problem is I'm not using the power half the time, and then, you know, when I need it, it's, you know, not powerful enough to do what I need. So I figured what I'll do is make a capacitor bank with the RTGs in it. So what it'll do is it will charge the capacitor whenever I'm not using it, and then whenever I need it, I have a massive amount of power that I can just, you know, shove out into, you know, a tesseract, or, you know, draconic energy storage, or whatever I want to do. Alright, do I have enough? Nope, we're going to need more capacitors. I'm lucky these things have an EMC value, because otherwise it would be a pain to make all these. Especially with that huge capacitor bank I made over there. Now this is actually my second time recording the video. The first time, what I was doing was setting all of the surfaces to output or input, and then I realized, oh, the RTGs will automatically put into them. Sometimes stuff doesn't like to put into capacitors, and then other stuff doesn't mind, and I forgot to check before I started recording, so I started recording all over again, because the last thing I want to do is do a video where I do something stupid like that, and then everybody waste, you know, a couple of hours setting settings that they don't need to. Because I'm not just going to stick it in the footnotes and be like, oh, by the way, I figured out you didn't have to do that. No, it's I'm just redoing the whole episode. I hadn't posted it yet, and then I figured that out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to redo it. Alright, it looks like we can actually get done pretty fast today and have some time left over. I might actually show you, whoops, that node that I've been building, because it is pretty crazy. It actually has 28,000 of each aspect in it. Oops, almost did the wrong one. Alright, so we're going to break these back out so that we can get, whoops, so that we can get into the rooms here. And it's weird because these are lit up and those aren't down here. Okay, that's just strange. Let's kill this bat because he'll probably be in the way. Okay, now what we need is RTGs. And I did the math on this. I don't have enough RTGs I actually need just under 2,000 RTGs to do this because it's 14 by 14 and then 2 layers thick. Oops. There we go. And then there's 5 layers of the double layers. So yeah, I don't have enough. So what I'm going to do is just put in all that I have. And then we're going to see what the totals are. I did the math on it, so I do know how much it should put out. And how much it should store total. It's actually quite impressive when you run the math on it. Okay, let's grab some more RTGs. RTG. Alright. Come on. Get in there. Nope, not the one I want. There we go. I tell you. Okay, let's turn the chunk boundaries back off. There we go. Oops, and I need a new wand because this one's going to break. Okay, I don't want it to break, so let's just make a new one. I've already got that in my crafting grid. There we go. Oh. Ugh. Now my question is, did all of these place? I didn't pay attention to how many I had. If I had the exact number, I would be amazed. Nope, I was one short. Alright. I'm glad I double checked that, because I'd been scratching my head going, why am I not getting the right amount of power? Do I have... Yes, I have enough. Yee. I can grab one from over here. And I can use this to make this. To make this. Okay. So we're 3/5 of the way to what we need. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of these anyway, because I want you to see the total capacity. So we still got 2 more rooms to go. And then let's drop down. Okay, so what I was saying before with these is if you shift right click, you can change what it does. So you can do like an input, oops, and right now it's just got an input, it doesn't have an output. But if you make this 2 that are connected like this, it'll do input and output like this. So then you right click, you can get the gauge like this. You can actually make it as tall as you want it. Let's see. What happens if we go, there we go. 588,000 RF per tick. Alright. The capacity on this is 53 billion 400 million RF. Alright, which means that when I fill the rest of it in with the RTGs, it should produce 980,000 RF per tick. We're just shy of 1 million. Alright, there are several other ways you could do this design. You could actually take out the walls right here and just leave the corners to tie the levels together, and then you could fit more RTGs into it, but I don't want to do that. I just want just a plain old solid looking RTG. Now this thing, I can just put a tesseract on the top of it or something like that, and I can use this to power all sorts of stuff. Like the RF tools dimensions, like I did one. I'll actually fly up there because we're pretty much done down here. One of the RF tools dimensions that I did solid emerald blocks. And this thing, the maintenance cost, that's not it. They're in here. The maintenance cost on this is 250,000 RF per tick. Yeah, it's expensive, but I can actually, with that capacitor bank, I could actually take these. You know what? That's an idea. Let's try something. Actually, you know what? We'll grab these builders right here. and see if this works. I think it should work. I might have to put more capacitors on it, but I don't know. We should be able to like break this and actually put the builders in here. Okay, we might have to set... Nope, it automatically sets the output. Oh wow, wait, did that actually pull out all the power it needed? Oh, I put a thing in there so that it doesn't use RF if nobody's in the dimension. There's like a detector thing. Let's see. Oops, RF tools. It's this thing right here, the activity probe. Because these worlds, when you make them, will drain power regardless of whether or not you're using them. So if you put an activity probe in there, if nobody's in the world, it won't use RF. But see, we can actually embed these like this and power our RF tools dimensions in here. That's actually super, super cool. I had thought about doing that before, and then I just thought about it again, and I had forgotten about it. All right, let's go up here. And we're going to sleep because it's night. I still got a few more minutes, so I do want to show you that node. Oh yeah, my EMC generation, this is since last night, and it's been running all day, and I've got 10,000 red matter furnaces. This is my new RF or EMC generation. I was using sag mills and shadow metal or shadow ore, grinding that down, then turning it back into more ore and dark steel balls and running it all through. But it was a pain to link everything up. And then like I was, you can get lag really bad if you have like too many machines running in one area. And like I was trying to run hundreds of those. And the EMC generation from my new farm, there's like, should be no lag from it. And it produces probably 10 times as much, and it only takes up like maybe 1/20th of the space. All right, so the node, I actually need, let's see, I need obsidian. And you're probably thinking I'm getting ready to show you a hungry node. I'm not. We're actually going to need to put this down so that I can actually find the node again. So real quick, let's go look at my hungry node. I think it actually capped out because it doesn't seem to be growing anymore. I'll probably go in there and it will have grown quite a bit, but we'll see. It had capped out like at a little bit above 10,000 of each. Okay, yeah, you can see it's like 11,000 is the Ignis, and the highest one is air, which is, you know, 16,000. Oops. So let's get out of here. That hungry node has been running for like a week or two. This other one, I used my new method of node building, and it has been running for either 24 or 48 hours. I can't remember. But when I put this thing down, it is blinding. You will not even be able to see the node itself. The reason I'm putting obsidian down is because I will have to take my goggles off, and I'll have to know right where it is to pick it up again. Okay, 3, 2, 1, boom. That's the node. All right, so if we look at this, look on the right-hand side. It's hard to see because of the white background, but it's over 28,000 of each aspect. It's Perdicio is 28,997, Terra is 28,870, Ordo is 28,853, Aqua is 29,006, Ignis is 28,716, Air is 28,121. Now what's funny is, the method I'm using to build this is those numbers are not accurate at all. You can see the Ignis just jumped up. Now if we watch, let's see, come on, one of you jump. Those numbers are not accurate. It actually can hold more than those aspects, or more than that number of aspect. They're just, they have to recharge. And you can see, like, if I back up, like, I'm all the way, okay, here's how far away I have to be in order to not have that blinding glare. So if I start going in, it's just blinding. Alright, so I will show that node building in another episode. That's just the fog, the render distance fog, but the other thing was from the node. Alright, that does it for this episode. I really like that RTG Hybrid capacitor. It should do really, really good. Okay, that's it for this episode. Until next time, this is CaddywhumpusGamer signing off.